Sharu Kawira Mtegi, and it is with great joy, humility, and gratitude that I stand before you today on behalf of the graduating class of 2026. Today is more than a celebration of academic achievement. It is a celebration of a journey marked by faith, sacrifice, perseverance, growth, and the unwavering faithfulness of God. As we gather for this 61 graduation ceremony of Scott Christian University, we pause to reflect on how far we have come and to thank everyone who has walked this journey with us. When I look back at my time at Scott Christian University, I realize that education here has been far more than the acquisition of knowledge. It has been a transformative experience that has shaped our minds, strengthened our faith, refined our character, and prepared us for service in the church, the community, and the marketplace and the nation. For many of us, this journey began with a dream, a calling, or a desire to become better versions of ourselves. We tried with different backgrounds, different experiences, and different expectations. Yet, through the life of this university, we have found a community that challenged us, nurtured us, and helped us grow. One of the greatest gifts Scott Christian University has given us is spiritual formation. Through chapel services, prayer, worship, fellowship, and the study of God's word. We have learned that true leadership begins in the heart. We have discovered that before God uses our hands, He first works on our character. The spiritual environment of this university has reminded us that knowledge without values is incomplete, and success without integrity is empty. To our lecturers, mentors, and university staff, we express our deepest appreciation. You have done far more than teachers. You have guided us, corrected us, encouraged us, prayed for us, and believed in us, even when we doubted ourselves. Because of your dedication and service, we leave this institution not only with degrees and diplomas, but with values, discipline, and a heart for service. May God richly reward every investment you have made in our lives. Today, I would also like to pay special tribute to our parents, guardians, sponsors, families, and friends. Many of you carried burdens that we did not always see. You sacrificed finances, time, comfort, and opportunities so that we could sit in classrooms, access learning resources, and pursue our dreams. Some of you prayed for us daily. Some encouraged us when we were discouraged. Some stood with us through moments of uncertainty and struggle. On behalf of the entire graduating class, thank you. This achievement belongs not only to us, but also to you. We celebrate the milestones as partners in making higher education accessible, meaningful, and impactful. As graduates, we have also learned the beauty of diversity and community. Coming from different counties, culture, denominations, and experiences has taught us patience, humility, understanding, and mutual respect. We have learned that we are stronger together and that leadership is not about standing above others, but walking with others. As we look to the future, we do so with hope and responsibility. Some of us will serve in ministry, some in education, some in business, technology, community development, public service, and many other fields. Whatever path we take, may we remain people of integrity, compassion, competence, and faith. The world does not only need educated people, it needs ethical leaders, faithful servants, critical thinkers, and compassionate citizens. Scott Christian University has given us a mission. It has equipped us to become people of character and competence, ready to transform the church, society, the academy, and the marketplace. We leave this stage as graduates, but more importantly, we live as people entrusted with knowledge, responsibility, and a calling. Allow me to offer a brief charge to my fellow graduates. May we lead with integrity. May we serve with humility. May we pursue excellence without compromising our values. May we use our knowledge to uplift others. May we stand for truth with grace and love. And when the future generations look at the class of 2026, may we see men and women who did not merely receive an education, but who used that education to bring hope, justice, transformation, and dignity to the communities that we serve. Congratulations, graduating class of 2026. May God bless Scott Christian University. May God bless our parents, guardians, and sponsors. May God bless our lecturers and staff. May God bless our future endeavors. And may God bless Kenya. As we leave this institution, may we carry not only our certificates and degrees, but also the faith, knowledge, character, and purpose that have been activated in us. To God be the glory, now and forever. Amen.
Thank you, Sharo. To God be the glory. At this time, then we are going to have the valedictorian. That is Augustine Mwoki Kimoni. Karibu.
Our chief guest, the Cabinet Secretary for Interior and National Administration, Honorable Onesimus Kipchumba Murkomen, the BOT, that Board of Trustees, the presiding bishop of AIC Kenya, the Chancellor, the Vice Chancellor, members of the University Council and Senate, distinguished faculty and staff members, parents and guardians, spouses, relatives and friends, invited guests, and most importantly, the graduating class of 2026. Good morning. This is a special moment because it marks an end of one journey and the beginning of another. Today we celebrate achievement, but also perseverance. The long nights of reading, assignments, examinations, presentations, research, deadlines, and the many challenges that tested our determination. There were moments when some of us wondered whether we would make it to this day. We faced uncertainty, financial challenges, academic pressure, disappointment, and personal struggles. Yet by God's grace, here we are. Psalms 126 and verse 3 reminds us, the Lord has done great things for us. We are glad, and indeed we are. And perhaps the most appropriate words for this moment are found in 1 Samuel chapter 7 and verse 12. Thus far, the Lord has helped us, and we call him Ebenezer. We did not come this far by our own strength alone. God has helped us. When we first entered Scott Christian University, some of us, and many of us, we came with dreams, expectations, questions, and perhaps a few wrong judgments about university life. We came seeking knowledge, skills, qualification, and opportunities. But along the way, we discovered that education is more than receiving a certificate. Scott Christian University has shaped our thinking, strengthened our character, challenged our assumptions, expanded our worldview, and taught us how to engage the world around us. We are not the same people who entered these gates. Sorry. We are not the same people who entered these gates of Scott Christian University. There has been transformation in our character, thinking, relationships, and engagement with the society. We have also learned that success is not measured only by the degree we receive today. True success is measured by the people we influence, the communities we serve, the values we uphold, and the difference we make. For those of us graduating in theology, this lesson is especially important. Our theological understanding has been challenged, examined, and strengthened. We have learned to engage Scripture carefully, think critically, and develop a Bible-based theology that can speak meaningfully to the church and the society. But we have learned that we must not allow whatever we have learned to remain in the notebooks, libraries, classrooms, and examination papers. Our education must become service. Knowledge must become wisdom, and wisdom must become ministry. On behalf of the graduating class, I express our sincere gratitude to our lecturers and mentors. Thank you for teaching us, challenging us, correcting us, encouraging us, and demanding more from us than we thought we could give. You pushed us beyond our comfort zones and helped us discover what we were capable of becoming. In you, we found teachers, mentors, and role models. We assure you that your investment in us will continue to bear fruit long after we leave this institution. To the administration and staff of Scott Christian University, thank you for creating an environment in which we could learn, grow, and prepare for the future. To our parents, guardians, spouses, relatives, friends, sponsors, churches, and supporters, thank you. There are times we were tired, discouraged, or financially stretched, but you stood with us. Some of you sacrificed greatly, prayed for us, encouraged us, and managed us that we could finish. And indeed, we are finished. This graduation, therefore, is not ours alone. It is also your achievement. To my fellow graduates, thank you for the friendship, laughter, encouragement, discussions, memories. Though we came from different backgrounds, our shared journey brought us together. Some of the friendships formed here will continue long after today's celebration. Fellow graduates, today we receive certificate, but tomorrow we must demonstrate what those certificates represent. The world we are entering needs people of integrity. It needs leaders who will not compromise truth for personal gain. It needs professionals who serve with excellency and people who can be trusted. The church needs faithful men and women who will handle the word of God carefully and live out their faith through their conduct. Our country needs more than educated people. Kenya needs educated people with character. It needs professionals who understand that leadership is service, authority is responsibility, and success carries an obligation to others. Therefore, as we enter different careers, ministries, communities, and countries, of course, let us remember that the education you have received today is an opportunity to serve. Let us not ask only what can I gain. Let us also ask what can I contribute. Let us not measure our lives only by positions, salaries, titles, houses, or possessions. Let us measure them by faithfulness, character, service, relationships, and positive impact. There won't be challenges ahead. Some will face rejection or unemployment. Some will change careers, enter ministry, pursue further education, or become employers. Some will remain in Kenya, while others may serve beyond our borders. Our paths will be different. But where we go, let us remain faithful to the values we have learned at Scott Christian University. Character, integrity, excellence, and servant leadership. And therefore, do not be afraid to begin small. Do not despise humble beginnings. Do not allow failure to define you. Where opportunities come, prepare yourself. When doors close, remain hopeful. When success comes, remain humble. And when you are tempted to give up, remember that the God who brought you this far is still faithful. Our education has given us knowledge, but knowledge alone is not enough. Knowledge without character can be dangerous. Knowledge without wisdom can be misused. And knowledge without service can become self-centered. Therefore, let us become people whose education is reflected in our character, and whose faith is reflected in our education. If you become a teacher, teach with excellence and compassion. If you become a pastor, and some of us already are, shepherd with humility, truth, and faithfulness. If you become a business person, conduct your business with integrity. If you become a community leader, serve faithfully and justly. If you become a public servant, remember that leadership is stewardship, not personal entitlement. If you become an employee, work diligently and honorably. Whatever vocation we pursue, let us pursue it with excellency, integrity, humility, and servant leadership. Fellow graduates, as we leave Scott Christian University, may we carry more than academic knowledge. May we carry integrity. May we carry character. May we carry courage. May we carry humility and wisdom. And most importantly, may we carry a commitment to serve. Our graduation is not the conclusion of our story. It is the beginning of a new responsibility. Let us go into the world determined to make a difference. Let us use what we have learned to build rather than destroy. Unite rather than divide. Serve rather than merely be served. And bring hope where we are sent. Our degrees are not merely certificates to hang on our wall. They are opportunities to serve God, humanity, our communities, and our nation. And as we celebrate today, let us remember once again the words of 1 Samuel chapter 7, verse 12. Thus far, the Lord has helped us. Ebenezer. If God has helped us this far, we can confidently trust him with what lies ahead. Class of 2026, we came to Scott Christian University within dreams. Today, we live with qualifications and knowledge. But more importantly, we live with character, integrity, faith, and commitment to servant leadership. The world is waiting for what we will do with what we have learned. May we honor those who invested in us, serve those around us, and above all, live in a way that honors the God who brought us this far. Congratulations, class of 2026. May God bless Kenya. May God bless Christian University. May God bless us all. Thank you.
Thank you, Augustine. Allow me at this time to give our guest choirs. We have two guest choirs. We have Scott Evangelistic Choir. They will give us a one number, a song. As I speak, you should be coming because I know we majority are graduates. Scott Evangelistic Choir, move fast. Don't just look for your colleague, just come forward. Then after that, I would ask the Bereans also to be ready. Immediately after Scott Evangelistic Choir, the Bereans be ready. And I know Miss Inzo, Reverend, you are in charge of the two choirs. I would ask that to move faster. In the meantime, I'm asking the graduates kindly, let your parents and guardians be led by our ushering team. Please remain seated.
Angalia siku sina kuja ndugu, asema Bwana, ambazo nitaleta njaa kubwa katika nchi, na siyo njaa ya kukosa chakula, wala sikio ya kukosa maji, bali ya kukosa kulisikia neno, wala sikio ya kukosa maji, bali ya kukosa kulisikia neno. Nao watatanga tanga 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 tanga, toka bahari hata bahari, nakwambia, toka kaskazini hata upande mashariki, kulitafuta neno la Bwana wasilione. Nao watatanga tanga 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 tanga, toka bahari hata bahari, nakwambia, toka kaskazini hata upande mashariki, kulitafuta neno la Bwana wasilione.
Watu wengi watahangaika, wapate wapi neno la uzima? Wakati huo kanisa la Mungu litakuwa limenyakuliwa. Wahubiri hao wa Injili watakuwa wamenyakuliwa. Kupinga Kristo ndipo tatokea, watu wataokoka kwa upanga. Okoka leo wakati bado anapatikana, okoka leo ndugu, okoka leo upone. Okoka leo wakati bado anapatikana. Okoka leo ndugu, okoka leo upone.
Thank you. Let us appreciate them once again. The Bereans. The Bereans.
Chako ni chako, tuimbe sote. Unamnyang'anya, unakuponya. Chako ni chako, chako ni chako. Chako ni chako, ndugu yangu sema. Chako ni chako, chako ni chako. Chako ni chako, chako ni chako. Chako ni chako, hakuna kukunyang'anya. Chako ni chako, chako ni chako. Walikuwa na wamama wawili, walikuwa wamelala sehemu moja. Walikuwa na wamama wawili, walikuwa wamelala sehemu moja. Kila mmoja alikuwa na mwanae. Bahati mbaya yule mmoja alimlalia mwanae. Kila mmoja alikuwa na mwanae. Bahati mbaya yule mmoja alimlalia mwanae. Baada ya kuona mwanae amekufa, alimbadilishia yule mwenzie. Baada ya kuona mwanae amekufa, alimbadilishia yule mwenzie. Alichukua yule alimbadilishia yule aliyekufa. Alichukua aliyekufa. Chako ni chako, chako ni chako, hakuna wa kukunyang'anya, hakuna wa kukupokonya. Alipokuja kuamka yule mwingine, akakuta mwana aliyekufa sio wake. Alipokuja kuamka yule mwingine, akakuta mwana aliyekufa sio wake. Akamwambia, naomba mwanangu nipatie, huyu si wa kwangu ni wa kwako. Akamwambia, naomba mwanangu nipatie, huyu si wa kwangu ni wa kwako.
Alitokea mabishano, kila mtu anasema mtoto huyu ni wa kwangu. Kesi hiyo ikaenda hadi kwa Mfalme Suleimani. Alitokea mabishano, kila mtu anasema mtoto huyu ni wa kwangu. Kesi hiyo ikaenda hadi kwa Mfalme Suleimani.
Mfalme Sulemani aliwauliza, huyu mtoto ni wa nani? Na wauliza. Ndipo Mfalme Sulemani aliwauliza, huyu mtoto ni wa nani? Na wauliza. Kila mtu alisema mtoto huyu ni wa kwangu. Kila mtu alisema mtoto huyu ni wa kwangu.
Kipande kimoja, mfalme akaamuru hayo. Mama mtoto kasema mtoto wake asikatwe, patieni huyu mwenzangu. Ndipo mfalme akaagiza huo upanga, mtoto akatwe katikati. Kila mmoja apewe kipande kimoja, mfalme akaamuru hayo. Mama mtoto kasema mtoto wake asikatwe, patieni huyu mwenzangu.
akatweka katikati, tugawane kipande kimoja kimoja. Yule mwingine alisema mtoto akatweka katikati, tugawane kipande kimoja kimoja. Hapo hapo mfalme akagundua mtoto ni wa nani, apewe aliyesema asikatwe. Hapo hapo mfalme akagundua mtoto ni wa nani, apewe aliyesema asikatwe. Chako ni chako, chako ni chako, hakuna wa kukunyang'anya, hakuna wa kukupokonya.
Amini usiamini, ndugu chako ni chako tu, hata kama kimeibiwa siku moja kitarudi. Amini usiamini, ndugu chako ni chako tu, hata kama kimeibiwa siku moja kitarudi. Yule mama mwenye mtoto alirudishiwa mwanae mikononi mwake. Yule mama mwenye mtoto alirudishiwa mwanae mikononi mwake. Amini usiamini, ndugu chako ni chako tu, hata kama kimeibiwa siku moja kitarudi. Amini usiamini, ndugu chako ni chako tu, hata kama kimeibiwa siku moja kitarudi.
Tuwashangilie, tuwashangilie. Thank you Bereans, thank you Bereans. Tafadhali cameraman, ninawasihi. Let us agree to be led, to be guided by the security people. Tafadhalini, ninawasihi. So that the function succeeds the war. So whatever designations you are not supposed to cross, kindly let us adhere to that. At this moment, it is a good time that the Lord has given us to listen to his word. And for that reason, I welcome the Vice Chancellor, Reverend Professor Jonathan Mwania, to welcome the speaker of today. Karibu. I think, welcome, sir.
Thank you for this opportunity. Our chief guest and all the distinguished guests. Today, we are blessed to have a man of God who is going to speak to us. In fact, I count it as a privilege and an honor to introduce to us this man of God by the name Reverend Dr. Bishop Stephen Mairoli, AIC Diaspora Church. This is a man of God I have known since our college time. It's a man who have demonstrated that character of a true man of God. And therefore, church, I would like to request that we put our hands together as we welcome the man of God to the podium. Welcome, Bishop.
Thank you, Vice Chancellor. So our chief guest, CS Interior and National Administration, Kipchumba Murkomen. CS, we are so happy to have you. We indeed want to thank God for you. You are AIC, but you've also done great in serving this church, and we want to say thank you. Our PS, Higher Education and Research, Dr. Beatrice Inyangala, our presiding Bishop Emeritus, Bishop Silas Yego, bishops present, the Chancellor, Professor Kibor, the Vice Chancellor, the University Board of Trustees, Council members, Management and Senate, distinguished faculty members and invited guests, proud parents and guardians, and most importantly, today, the graduating class of 2026. I'm deeply honored to stand before you today at Scott Christian University, an institution with a profound legacy of shaping leaders grounded in faith and purpose. To you, graduates, I say, this is not merely the end of academic journey, but the beginning of a sacred commissioning. The theme of this ceremony, empowering graduates for national transformation, innovation, skills, and integrity, resonates with exceptional urgency and speaks directly to our national heart and its future. We celebrate your achievement. Congratulations. Graduates, would you turn to your neighbor and say congratulations? Thank you very much. Today, we will get our reflection from the book of Genesis, chapter 41, or the entire chapter of Genesis 41. And in this passage of scripture, we are introduced to a young man who moved from prison to palace. Pharaoh needed someone who could interpret a difficult dream. But Joseph demonstrated something greater than interpretation. He possessed wisdom, practical skills, innovative thinking, and integrity. You see, behind Joseph was God. Earlier, when he was introduced to Pharaoh, Pharaoh actually asked, after he had been told, this is a gentleman who interpreted a dream for the other two people, he asked the question, can we find a man whose Spirit of God lives in, whom the Spirit of God lives in, like you? So, graduates, soon to be graduates, I want to say, you are the game changers of this world. You have God with you. The same God who was with Joseph is ready and available for you. Yours is to submit yourself to him. But let's look at the life of Joseph as we learn a few things here. Joseph teaches us that God can use educated, skilled, principled people to transform nations. God has not given you education merely for personal achievement. He has equipped you to become an instrument of transformation. These are the 4 reflections I want to leave with you. The first one is innovate. Innovate. See opportunities where others see problems. You see, how we see the world around us determines how far we can go. 2 people can be looking at the same piece of land and have very different perspectives about that piece of property. One says the land is dry and useless. The other says the land needs irrigation. The difference is not necessarily the land, it is the way they see it. Joseph looked at a crisis and saw an opportunity to prepare. In Genesis 41, 28 through 32, Pharaoh's dream revealed that Egypt would experience 7 years of abundance, followed by 7 years of severe famine. Joseph did not simply interpret the dream, he proposed a solution. And this is what he said in verses 33. Let Pharaoh look for a discerning and wise man and put him in charge of the land of Egypt. But you see, because the Pharaoh had known who Joseph was, he was definitely told, you are the man. Joseph moved from diagnosis to solution. The world does not need people who can identify problems. The problems are already so many. It needs people who can solve problems. Our nation faces challenges in unemployment, food security, technology, health, education, climate change, corruption, poverty, infrastructure, business, and entrepreneurship. My work as chair of the National Authority for the Campaign Against Alcohol and Drug Abuse, CADA, has shown me another major challenge in our nation, one that is devastating the lives of our young population. If not addressed, it will seriously affect our human resource. That is in a negative way. This is the abuse of drugs and alcohol. Recent findings reveal that nearly 50% of university students in Kenya, and when I say university students, I mean both private and government universities, have used at least one drug or substance in their lifetime. Substance abuse is not just a health issue. It is a barrier to national transformation. We live in a land where we have many opportunities to make a difference. When I finished my master's degree in the US, I had an opportunity to remain. But I asked myself the question, where do I have the opportunity to make a difference? And it was very easy to make that decision. It was back home, and that is why I chose to come back. Graduates should ask this question. What problem can I solve? Instead of saying there are no opportunities, ask what opportunity is hidden in this problem. Graduates don't merely look for jobs, look for problems that need solutions. Joseph was such a person. Number 2, develop. Develop. Keep growing your skills. In Genesis 41:38 through 40, Pharaoh recognized something remarkable in Joseph. And this is what he said. Since God has made all these things known to you, there is no one so discerning and wise as you. Joseph had spiritual understanding, but he also had administrative ability. He knew how to organize, plan, store, manage, and distribute resources. Education must become practical. A certificate is valuable, but a certificate alone does not transform a nation. Knowledge must become skill, and skill must become service. Graduates should continually develop in communication skills, in leadership skills, in technological skills, financial skills, problem solving, entrepreneurship, teamwork, emotional intelligence, research, and analytical abilities. The graduation ceremony may mark the completion of one level of education, but learning should never graduate. I had a privilege over the weekend to spend some time with a CEO of one of our very good parastatals. And he really inspired me. He told me, Bishop, you see, my degree was in electrical engineering. And we shared some things there a little bit because I was in a technical school those years, so I did electrical engineering. And then he said, I got my PhD in it. But then later I realized I need leadership if I have to provide leadership. So he did, an MBA. And then later he decided, this world has a lot of challenges. I need to get a law degree. Now he's a lawyer. And he was telling me I haven't stopped there. I'm going further. I'm sharpening my skills. You see, a person, don't be like this person who was given an axe and told to go and cut down trees. After several hours, he complained that he was becoming tired and accomplishing little. Someone asked, have you sharpened your axe? He replied, I'm too busy cutting trees to sharpen it. Sometimes we become so busy working that we stop improving ourselves. Keep sharpening your skills. Scott has given you the basic foundation. Grow yourself by sharpening your skills. Number 3, integrate. Integrate. Integrate your faith, values, knowledge, and skills into everyday life. Let character guide competence. I recently met a guy who is an architect. And he told me upon graduating from university, he was stomaching, and then somebody introduced him to a very wealthy man who had several companies. And the man was struggling. He needed a certain type of drawing, and he had brought other architects, and they were not able to do that. So the man who introduced him told him, I think he can do a good job. So he was given the assignment. When he presented, that was what that person wanted. So he said, excellent, you've gotten the job. So the wealthy man organized, got a company from outside the country to come and do the building of what he wanted. It was special to him. So when the quotation was given, the amount that other company from outside was so high. So he decided, let me call my architect to come and look at this so that they can discuss. So the architect came. He said, when I came, he just told me, these guys have given me this, and I think you had mentioned a figure that was way lower. Now, you all sit here. He called the guys. He said, you sit in this room, agree, and then whatever you sign off, you will bring it to me, and I will not ask any question. You have the power as the architect. So the guy said, I sat in that boardroom with these foreigners who had been given the job to build. And they had, those years, had given a figure of 160 million. While for him, in his estimation, it was 80 million. So he told them, I have looked, can we bridge? And the guy said, no, we are stuck in 160. He said, please, this and this. So they did their things because they know. The guys told him, we know you know, and what you have given us may be true, but see, we have come a long way. We have to make money. And so they told him, we'll give you 10 million. Just approve it, because the other guy is waiting for it. And he said, I told them no. They added 20 million. He said no. They added another one, 30 million. He said, I can't do it. Finally, I think they reached up to 50. Then they realized they will not make any ends. They can't convince him. When they finished the story, I told them, we can't agree. Let's go back to the owner. Unknown to them, the owner was actually viewing everything. They were on camera. And he was hearing the whole story. So he just received the papers and told the other guys, you go. And then he told the architect to remain. He was a young man. And he was telling me the temptation to take the money was so high. Because I've just finished university. And I needed 10 million would change my world. By then, 20 million would make a very big difference. But he said, because I knew God, and I know I have a testimony to keep, I said I will do the right thing. Praise the Lord. So he chose to be a man of integrity. He chose to say, let my faith rhyme or match with my words, in other words. So, long story short, the owner told him, I have seen that you are a very faithful man. You will be my architect. And I'll give you many more work. You don't have to explain anything. I've seen all that happened. And that changed his life up to now. Skills will open doors for you graduates. But you need character to keep you. Joseph's story is especially powerful because he had opportunity to compromise, yet he remained faithful. In chapter 41, 39 through 40 shows Pharaoh's entrusting enormous responsibility to Joseph. This is because Joseph had demonstrated that he could be trusted. Success without integrity is dangerous. As graduates, you may have intelligence, but or any graduate with intelligence without character, skills without ethics, ambition without integrity, influence without responsibility is dangerous, because that success can destroy you rather than transform society. Joseph teaches us that character determines how you can use your competence. Now, the last one I would like to share with you is be a light in the marketplace. The scriptures that were read to us said you are the light of the world. Joseph served God not only in a religious setting, but inside government and administration. He worked in the palace, he managed resources, he managed economic decisions, he influenced national policy. This reminds us that God's people are called to serve faithfully whenever God places them. In government, in business, in education, in medicine, in engineering, technology, agriculture, in law, in finance, in media, in community leadership, and the list goes on. The workplace is the mission field. Please don't forget that. Wherever God places you, just say, this is my mission field. God has placed me here. Your Christianity should be visible, not merely in church attendance, but in your honest, diligent, excellent compassion and the way you treat others. It takes one person to change a community. Transformation will happen when we take our space and take it for God. Scott, 2026 graduating class, take your space in Jesus' name. God has called you to transform this nation. God has called you to transform the world. Be a Joseph where God will send you and transform the nation. So 4 words that I shared: innovate, develop, integrate, and be a light. May God bless you indeed. Thank you.
To our chief guest, the Cabinet Secretary for the Ministry of Interior and National Administration, Honorable Kipchumba Murkomen, the PS for Higher Education, Dr. Beatrice Muganda Inyangara, the Chancellor, the Presiding Bishop of Africa Inner Church, Emeritus, Bishop Silas Diego, members of the Board of Trustees, the Chairperson and members of the Governing Council, members of the University Senate and Management, distinguished guests, members of staff, parents and guardians, graduates, ladies and gentlemen. Chief guest, I kindly request that I do 2 things according to our program. And one of the things that I'm going to do is introduction of my guests. And because this is an academic exercise, I want to start with our vice chancellors from other universities. And I kindly request that if you are a Vice Chancellor or representing your Vice Chancellor, please be upstanding. We want to recognize you. Kindly, our chief guest, these are some of our colleagues, and since they are not many, I request that at least they just introduce themselves, just mention your name, kindly give them the mic. We really feel honored to have you here. Thank you.
All right, thank you. My name is Reverend Mutinda Musimi, representing the Vice Chancellor, Daystar University, Professor Laban Peter Airo. Thank you.
Thank you so much.
My name is Dr. Halima Abdullahi, Vice Chancellor, Uma University, Kajiado.
My name is Dr. Lawrence Murira, representing Reverend Professor John Ataya, Kenya Methodist University.
My name is Dr. Samuel Thiongo Mungai, representing Professor John Chelugate, Management University of Africa.
Thank you.
My name is Dr. Stephen Munguti from Machakos University. I am representing my VC, Machakos University, and we are proud to be neighbors to this great university. You are doing a great job. Thank you so much.
Last but not the least.
Thank you so much. Momo Wakisao, Africa International University, representing Reverend Dr. Nelson Makanda, the Vice Chancellor, who is out on duty. Thank you.
That is a former VC of Scott Christian University. So I also want to introduce principals of AIC Bible colleges. Bible colleges, principals, please, if you're here. Yeah, thank you. These are some of our Bible colleges principals, and we are happy that you are here. God bless you. I also want to introduce a special guest who has traveled all the way from UK, Professor Lucas Njenga. There he is. Thank you for coming to grace our occasion. Your presence means a lot to us. Thank you. And now, sir, I want to also introduce or recognize church leaders, AIC church leaders. AIC is the sponsor of Scott Christian University, and it's important that we recognize our bishops and our pastors, and I'm sure we have many of them seated here. Kindly rise up. We want to recognize your presence. Thank you. On behalf of our, on behalf of our church leaders here, I request the deputy bishop for Machakos to say hi to us. Thank you. May be seated.
Bwana Yesu asifiwe. Nashukuru Mungu kwa nafasi ya leo na kuwa na waziri wetu, kiongozi wetu, lakini pia wanao graduate leo. Tunaombea baraka. Mungu awabariki.
Thank you so much. We also invited business community and corporates, banks, and our suppliers. Please, we want to recognize your presence. If you are representing an institution, please be upstanding. We are so proud of you. Thank you. Can we applause them? We also have Scott Christian University alumni. Alumni, please be upstanding wherever you are, kindly. If you are an alumni of Scott Christian University. And I am also standing. Yeah. We have the oldest here. He will have his time to say it to us. Let me kindly request the nearest alumni just to say hi to the congregation quickly, and that is Reverend Kangeti. He's our neighboring church here and a friend of Scott Christian University.
To our guest of honor, Honorable Kipchumba Murkomen, our education CS secretary, our PS, we want to appreciate our bishops. We want to appreciate this time that we are together. Let me salute you in Jesus' name. How are you?
We are fine.
God bless you so much.
Thank you so much. I also take this opportunity to introduce the Scott community, both teaching staff and the non-teaching staff. Please stand. Scott family. Yeah, we can clap for them. Thank you, thank you, thank you so much. Be seated, please. Sir, I want now to go to the second item. This is the thesis speech, which I want to read to take you through. And sir, I want to first say thank you so much for finding time to come and be with us today to grace this special occasion. It gives me immense pleasure and a profound gratitude to welcome you all to the 61st graduation ceremony of Scott Christian University. This is indeed a historic and a joyous occasion as we gather to celebrate the achievements of our graduates, whose determination, resilience, and commitment have brought them to this important milestone. On behalf of the University Council, Senate, management, faculty, staff, and the entire Scott Christian University community, I warmly congratulate each one of our graduates. Today marks the culmination of years of sacrifice, discipline, perseverance, and God's abundant grace. This year's graduation is held under the inspiring theme, Empowering Graduates for National Transformation, Innovation, Skills, and Integrity. This theme could not be more appropriate for our generation. Kenya, indeed, the world require graduates who are not merely knowledgeable, but who possess practical skills, innovative minds, ethical leadership, and unwavering integrity. Our nation needs graduates who will become solution providers, entrepreneurs, researchers, educators, ministers, public servants, and transformational leaders capable of addressing the complex challenges of our time. Today, we proudly confer degrees, diplomas, and certificates upon candidates who have successfully fulfilled the academic requirements of Scott Christian University. Among them are 12 master's graduates representing various disciplines as a clear testimony that our postgraduate education continues to grow in both quality and impact. Dear graduates, as you leave this institution, remember that your certificate is not merely an academic qualification. It is a commission to serve humanity. You have been equipped with knowledge, critical thinking, Christian values, and professional competence. Go into society as ambassadors of excellence, honesty, compassion, innovation, and servant leadership. Our world is increasingly defined by rapid technological and advancement. artificial intelligence, climate change, shifting economies, and evolving social structures. These realities require graduates who are adaptable, lifelong learners, and ethical decision makers. Never stop learning. Remain humble and always allow your Christian values to guide your professional conduct. Ladies and gentlemen, as we celebrate our graduates, we also celebrate remarkable progress that Scott Christian University has made during the past academic year. I am delighted to announce that our technical and vocational education and training, that is TVET, is now fully registered and has already admitted its first cohort of students. This milestone significantly expands our educational mandate by providing competence-based technical skills that respond directly to the need of industry and national development. Through TVET, Scott Christian University is contributing to the government's agenda of producing skilled professionals capable of driving economic transformation and creating employment opportunities. Our commitment to advanced scholarships continues to grow. I am pleased to announce that enrollment for our two newly developed Doctor of Philosophy programs will officially commence this month. That is Doctor of Philosophy in Theological Studies and Doctor of Philosophy in Leadership and Management. These programs position Scott Christian University as an important center for advanced research, leadership development, theological scholarship, and knowledge creation, both nationally and internationally. Research remains one of the defining pillars of every great university. Over the past year, we have undertaken a comprehensive revitalization of our Directorate of Research and Postgraduate Studies. Our postgraduate students now enjoy improved coordination, closer supervision, enhanced academic support, and stronger research mentorship. These improvements have significantly strengthened the quality of postgraduate training and the research output within the university. One of the highlights of this year was the successful public lecture on artificial intelligence, which attracted scholars, professionals, policymakers, students, and members of the public. The lecture stimulated important conversation on how emerging technologies can shape education, research, careers, and national development while maintaining ethical responsibility. To further strengthen our research culture, we have successfully revived the Africa Journal of Evangelical Theology, that is ANGET, and officially launched it online. This milestone provides an accessible scholarly platform through which researchers can publish high-quality peer-reviewed work, thereby enhancing knowledge, dissemination, and increasing the university's visibility within the global academic community. Our commitment to research excellence continues to grow. I am therefore pleased to announce that on the 22nd and 23rd October 2026, Scott Christian University will host a virtual international research conference that will bring together scholars, researchers, professionals, policymakers, and the practitioners from diverse disciplines and countries. We look forward to rich scholarly engagement that will generate innovative ideas capable of addressing local and global challenges. Scott Christian University remains committed to strengthening Christian education across Africa Inland Church institutions. Earlier this year, we convened a consultative meeting with the principals of all Africa Inland Church Bible colleges. The discussions were fruitful, and we collectively resolved to establish a framework for closer collaboration between the university and the colleges. This partnership will promote quality assurance, curriculum development, faculty collaboration, academic progression for students, and enhanced enrollment into university programs. Together, we are building stronger pathways for theological education and leadership development within the church. Another exciting development is the expansion of our basic education program. For the past 13 years, our kindergarten has faithfully nurtured young learners before releasing them to continue their education elsewhere. After careful reflection, we resolved that the time had come to build a complete educational pathway within the Scott family. I am therefore pleased to announce that our institution is now officially registered as Scott Talent Academy. This year, we successfully admitted our inaugural grade 1 class, marking the beginning of an exciting journey toward establishing a fully fledged academy that will progressively grow all the way to senior school. Scott Talent Academy will provide holistic education grounded in Christian values, academic excellence, innovation, creativity, and character formation. We recognize that a quality education requires more than good programs and dedicated lecturers. It requires modern classrooms, laboratories, libraries, ICT infrastructure, student facilities, staff offices, recreational facilities, and a conducive environment for teaching, learning, research, innovation, and spiritual formation. It is against this background that the University Council has made a strategic decision to embark on a major resource mobilization initiative aimed at transforming the physical infrastructure of Scott Christian University. The Council has set an ambitious target of Kenya shillings 750 million to support the modernization and development of our university. To kickstart this important initiative, the university will hold a major fundraising drive on 9th October 2026. This will be more than simply a fundraising event. It will be a defining moment in the history and the future of Scott Christian University. I therefore make a sincere appeal to our entire university community and to all our stakeholders and partners, our alumni, students, parents, staff, the Africa Inland Church, churches across Kenya and beyond, government agencies, corporate organizations, development partners, friends of the university, well-wishers, and members of the community. We invite you to join us in this historic journey. We are not merely raising money to construct buildings. We are investing in the future of generations. We are creating an environment where young men and women can acquire knowledge, develop skills, discover their God-given potential, nurture Christian character, and become leaders who will transform Kenya, Africa, and the world at large. I appeal to all of you. Let us own this vision together. Let us build together. Let us invest together. Let us leave legacy together. I sincerely thank the Chancellor, the University, the Board of Trustees, the Presiding Bishop, and the leadership of Africa Inland Church Kenya for their visionary leadership, wise counsel, and steadfast support. To our dedicated faculty and staff, thank you for your professionalism, commitment, and sacrifice in shaping the lives of our students. Your influence extends far beyond the classroom. To the parents and the guardians present today, thank you for believing in Scott Christian University and for investing in the education of your children. This graduation is as much your celebration as it is theirs. To our friends, partners, sponsors, alumni, government agencies, professional bodies, churches, and friends of university, we deeply appreciate your continued collaboration and support. Dear graduates, as you step into the next chapter of your lives, remember that success is measured not merely by wealth or position, but by the lives you transform. Carry with you the values that Scott Christian University has instilled in you. Integrity above convenience. Service above self. Excellence above mediocrity. Innovation above complacency. Faith above fear. Wherever life takes, may God grant you wisdom to innovate, courage to lead, integrity to serve, and grace to transform our nation and the world. God bless you, class of 2026. God bless Scott Christian University. God bless Kenya. Shalom. So allow me to take this opportunity now to welcome the chairman of the Governing Council, Architect Dr. Mutiso, to come forward to make his speech and also introduce the council members. Then subsequently, he will invite the BOT chair to do the same. Thank you, and God bless you.
The PS University Education, the Chancellor, the presiding bishop of Africa Inland Church, Kenya, members of the Board of Trustees, my governing council members, the Vice Chancellor, members of the University Senate and management, distinguished guests, faculty, parents, guardians, graduates, ladies and gentlemen, good morning. My speech is in the graduation booklet, and I don't intend to go through it word for word. But I want to say this. I want to say this because I still must speak. That it gives me great delight to come to the university at a time like this. There's a graduation. I've said before, I'm a local. I was born just around this area. And my parents, my father, Bishop Emeritus, who remember my father, was a minister of the gospel out in Machakos town, told me that when the World War ended, Second World War ended, he quickly found himself a Christian, became a Christian. And they came to Mumbuni AIC to consecrate their wedding with my mother. A few years later, I was born. And so I really belong out here in many ways. I was drawn into AIC Board of Trustees by the presiding bishop, who called me and told me he wanted me to serve as a member of the Board of Trustees. And I found it difficult to say no. I accepted. And we were serving with the chair, Dr. Mbandi out here, and others. And then the university was going through turbulence. Things were not good at all. And I'm allergic to things going bad, and I always want to get in when things are going bad. And if I can correct the situation, the better. That's what I do best. But then, little did I know that there was a plot between the clergy to push me into being chairman of a council when things were very, very bad. And I couldn't resist the temptation, I accepted. And we started working. And I want to pay special tribute to my council members for the great work that they have done. More than just being council members, coming over for meetings to discuss an agenda. My council members have actually worked, inputted so much, to the extent that we now have a strategic plan, courtesy one of our council members, who is known not just locally, but within this region for drafting and crafting strategic plans. CS Malinda, Matthew Malinda, please, you stand out there. Thank you for that work. Great work, Matthew. There is my vice chair, Professor Shadrach Gilmer. Shadrach out here. Thank you very much. Thank you. Shadrach, together with other council members, has been instrumental in coming up with those PhD programs. Thank you very much, Shadrach. Council member, CPA, FCPA, Kiragu. Thank you very much, Kiragu, for your wisdom in keeping us within the straight and the narrow with the resources, the few resources that we have had. CPA Mwende, Joyce Mwende gave her apologies. Lincoln Assemble. Thank you very much, Lincoln, for your work. Jonah Sero, thank you very much. IG retired. Oinet, you've been wonderful. You've been wonderful. Some of the things that looked difficult at moments, you were able to pave the way. No wonder you are a policeman. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Emma Karanja. Emma gave apologies, I think. Dr. Eunice Nyamaso. Thank you very much, Eunice. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you for good work in looking at a curriculum and dissecting the same. We have talked about, the VC talked about a grand mega drive. I will not talk about it. It's in my speech. But it is very important. If you want things to happen, money is very important. And contribution, therefore, becomes very, very important. And remember, it's not the much that you give, even that little, when aggregated, becomes quite something. My council would want to communicate this to you, those who are gathered out here, that although we found problems, we sought God's guidance. And our God moves in a mysterious way. It's a song that nearly goes that way. His wonders to perform. It was dark. And so 2 years ago, and I'm nearly addressing these 2 years, no comment. So 2 years ago, we invited the president over. And the president came, and during a briefing session, several of us, chair, BOT, some BOT members, and AIC leadership, I was asked to do the difficult job of speaking about problems, our problems. And I started with one which PS is aware of. PS is aware that government owes the university, owes this university a lot of money, as you owe others. And I was told to jump that. that is a difficult subject because it's not just ourselves who are owed money, others are owed money, and something will happen. So I jumped. And we talked about things, including having a computer room and no computers. And the following week, we got 100 computers. They were promised, we promised, and we got them. His Excellency wondered why, how come we have that road, the road to Kangundo, is tarmac, and then this other one, sub-road, coming this way is tarmac, and inside, there's no tarmac. For him, we didn't do that for you, CS. For him, we watered, we have just poured some water so that there isn't a lot of dust. But he wondered, and he promised. And I know that preliminary work has been done by way of survey and all that. I know that. He visited the VC's office and he said some secondary schools have better offices than the Vice Chancellor's office. And he offered to do an admin block for the university. My office designed that admin block, and that the drawings and the renders were communicated to the office of the president, and Boynet has been quite instrumental in connecting that. And I know because my architect in the office is in touch with an engineer who has been detailed to ensure that negotiations for construction work of the admin block commences. I know that that discussion is in place. I know that that is in place. That is being discussed. And my office, as we talk, is preparing what we call working drawings. Working drawings are drawings that you need if you are a contractor to know where what is to be. That is being done. It's our pleasure to do that for this university. But the president went further and supported the university's payroll personally. In the month of May, we managed to see the president as council and BOT, and we were going there to thank him. But we told him that we are still in the woods. In fact, CS, during that moment, he was looking for you. You are not available. He was looking for you. Okay? He looked for you. So from out there, we went with a request of a kind, while still reminding him about what the government owes us. And we were given good advice on how to approach Madam PS. We were given good advice on how to approach you. And we'll approach you on bended knees. And we also got additional support from AT. It would be ungrateful for me as chair of council not to mention some of these things, so that we all know that in the background, a lot of work is being done. And with what I have said, I request CS, please, to thank the President once again on our behalf, convey our greetings, and let him know that he is fondly remembered out here. So things are happening. To the graduates, when I left college like yourselves and got all my qualifications, including registration as an architect, my employer, I was a young man, my employer called me and gave me a charge. And that's a charge I'll give you. My employer told me he is not an architect. He told me, go, work, make mistakes, lots of mistakes, and learn. He told me to make mistakes and learn. Don't fear making mistakes. In making mistakes is when you know. It's when you know your strength. It's only when, unfortunately, when you break your leg, is when you know the strength of the other parts of the body, like your arm. So make mistakes. A man of old, Albert Einstein, that great physicist, when he ran away from Europe just before Second World War, because he feared, because of his ancestry, he's a Jew. He got to America and went to Princeton University in New Jersey. And they accepted him. Who wouldn't accept Albert Einstein? Then he was shown his office. Empty, it was empty. He was asked what kind of furnishing he wants in his office. And he said he wants a desk or a table, a chair, some papers, foolscaps, and pencils, biro pen, and a big waste bin where he will be throwing his mistakes. You need a big bin. I know mistakes these days, because of the platforms that we are using in your computers, but even there is a bin. Learn to have a bin where you can throw your mistakes. Don't keep those mistakes. That's a charge that I'm giving you. I thank you all. God bless you. Go in peace and do what you must do. But remember, there is no end to learning. And there is a lot. Things are changing so fast that if you met a doctor who was trained, and the only stuff where he refers are the notes that he made at the School of Medicine and the vitables that he bought at the university bookshop. He doesn't read journals. He doesn't go for conferences. He doesn't check on Google and other platforms about advancement in medicine. If you met a doctor like that, there would not be a doctor. There would be a witch doctor. So, clearly, learn to learn and continue learning. I thank you very much. And with this is my singular honor to invite my boss, the chair, Board of Trustees, Reverend Dr. Mbandi, please.
Thank you. The Cabinet Secretary for Minister or Ministry of Interior and National Administration, Honorable Kipchumba Murkomen, the PS for Education, Dr. Beatrice Muganda, and for the interest of time and all the protocols observed. Good afternoon. I know that you have my full speech in the school, the university program, and therefore I do not need to go through all that for the interest of time. Let me ask whether maybe there is a member of Board of Trustee who has just come, because I have report of many who are not able to make it today, and in particular receive greetings from Justice Grace Zioka, who is the Secretary of the Board of Trustee of Scott Christian University. She called me from US, where she has been for a while, and she told me to pass your greetings to you. Have you received them? Thank you very much. To the class of 2026, on behalf of Scott Christian University Board of Trustees, I extend my heartfelt congratulations. Your success is a testimony to your hard work, perseverance, and the faith that you have demonstrated. As you leave this institution, remember that Scott Christian University has sought not only to educate your mind, but also to shape your character and prepare you for a life of holistic service. Friends, I just want to take this opportunity to thank just all the stakeholders of Scott Christian Universities. But I want to highlight 2 or 3. Allow me to take this opportunity, and again, on behalf of Africa Inland Church and the Board of Trustees, the University Councils, to thank our President in absence, His Excellence, Dr. William Samoei Ruto, for gracing our 59th graduation and greatly supporting our university in various ways, as you have heard from the chairman of the Board of Trustees. I also want to take this opportunity and thank the University Council, led by architect Ruben Mutiso, and also thank the staff of Scott Christian University, led by Professor Jonathan Imwanya and the Vice Chancellor. They are doing great job, and we thank God for them. And finally, I want to thank the sponsor of this university, AIC, led by our presiding bishop, Dr. Abraham Mulwa. When we were going through challenges, he himself came and spent days here at Scott. Praise the Lord. And through teamwork, we are where we are. And therefore, we have all reasons to thank God and thank all the stakeholders of Scott Christian University, including our graduates. And again, because of interest of time, we have agreed with the Chancellor of the university, Professor Jacob Kibor, who is also my former lecturer here at Scott Christian University, that he will make and greet you, make few remarks and greet you when he shall be presenting the decree. Bwana asifiwe sana. Therefore, for the interest of time, I want to say, I want to welcome Bishop Mairuri to come and make the remarks of our presiding bishop. Again, congratulations. God bless you.
Thank you very much, Chair. The presiding bishop, because of unavoidable circumstances, could not make it, so he did ask that I bring his greetings and also make his speech. And so, without many words, I think I'll just read the speech of the presiding bishop. To the Cabinet Secretary for Ministry of Interior and National Administration, Honorable Onesmus Kipchumba Murgomen, and I want to repeat, he did tell me, Waziri, though I had said mine, but his is to thank you as a faithful member of AIC, and you've done a lot to help this church. We are very grateful. And then to the members of our peers, to the members of the Board of Trustees, to the chairperson and members of the Governing Council, Senate, distinguished guests, members of staff, parents and guardians, ladies and gentlemen, receive warm greetings from Africa Inland Church. It is with joy, great joy and thanksgiving to God that I join you today for the 61st graduation ceremony of Scott Christian University. On behalf of the Africa Inland Church, the sponsoring church of this university, I congratulate the university leadership, faculty, and staff for all their commitment to nurturing students in knowledge, skills, Christian values, and character. To our graduates, congratulations. Today marks an important milestone in your lives. As you leave this institution, remember that graduation is not the end of learning, but the beginning of a greater responsibility to serve God, the church, and our nation. The theme of this graduation, empowering our graduates for national transformation, innovation, skills, and integrity, is both timely and significant. Our country needs graduates who will not only possess knowledge and skills, but will use them with innovation, responsibility, and integrity. Wherever you go, let your character speak as loudly as your qualifications. Be people who are guided, be people who create solutions, provide leadership, and make a positive difference in society, guided by the principles in Matthew 5:16. Let your light shine before them. Ladies and gentlemen, as we celebrate our graduates, we must also look at the future of Scott Christian University. This university is an important part of the mission of the Africa Inland Church. For over 6 decades, it has contributed to Christian higher education and the development of leaders who serve our nation and beyond. We have a responsibility to ensure that it continues to grow and become even better. It is for this reason that I make a strong appeal for the Christian University Maker Fund Drive, whose target is 750 million. This is our university. This is our responsibility. This is our opportunity. I therefore call upon the Africa Inland Church family, our congregations, leaders, alumni, professionals, partners, parents, and friends of the university to support this initiative generously. Let us build Scott Christian University together. Let us invest in its infrastructure, technology, academic excellence, and future. Every contribution matters. When we support this university, we are investing in people. And when we invest in people, we are investing in the future of our nation. To our graduates, go forth with confidence, serve with humility, lead with integrity, and use your skills to transform your communities. May God bless you. May God bless Scott Christian University. May God bless the Africa Inland Church. And may God bless our dear country, Kenya. Congratulations to all graduates. Thank you all. Presiding Bishop, Africa Inland Church, Kenya, Bishop Mulwa. God bless you and thank you.
Our chief guest, allow me to take this opportunity now to welcome our chancellor to come and make his remarks. I am guided. Otherwise, chief guest, allow me now take this opportunity to invite to the podium our PS for Education, Beatrice Muganda Nyangala, to make a speech and subsequently usher you to make your speech and address the congregation. Thank you so much.
Our chief guest, Honorable Onesmus Kipchumba Murkomen, the Cabinet Secretary for Interior and National Coordination, the Chancellor, Reverend Professor Jacob Kibor, the Presiding Bishop, African Inland Church, Kenya, Bishop Abraham Mulwa, the Chairman and members of the Board of Trustees, the Chairman and members of the University Council, the Vice Chancellor, Reverend Professor Jonathan Mania, members of the University Management and Senate, members of the faculty and staff, graduates, parents, guardians, and sponsors, distinguished guests, ladies and gentlemen, good afternoon. It's a great honor and privilege for me to join you today as we celebrate the 61st graduation ceremony of Scott Christian University. I bring you greetings from the government of Kenya, in particular from our Cabinet Secretary, Ministry of Education, Honorable Julius Migos Ogamba. Let me begin by congratulating all our graduates. Congratulations, class of 2026. This is a significant milestone in your lives. It represents years of study, sacrifice, discipline, perseverance, and support from many people who believed in you. Let us also give a round of applause to our parents. I also wish to commend the University Council, management, faculty, and staff for their commitment to preparing you to contribute meaningfully to our society. Today, a university education cannot be measured only by the number of degrees awarded. Its true value is demonstrated by the capacity of you graduates to solve problems, create opportunities, innovate, lead responsibly, and improve the lives of others. Our chief guest, distinguished ladies and gentlemen, our government recognizes universities as critical engines of national transformation. To meet the growing demand for university education is indeed a momentous responsibility. So, as government, we appreciate the contribution of private and faith based universities to the expansion of access to higher education in Kenya. Today, our universities are home to 670,000 students, hosted in 88 universities. 48 of those are public and 40 are private. Institutions such as Scott Christian University have therefore played an important role in providing education that is also grounded in values and service. The government remains committed to strengthening the higher education sector through policies and initiatives that promote quality, equity, innovation, and sustainable financing. In the current budget, the government has allocated 784.5 billion to education, nearly 30% of the total budget, in recognition of the importance of university education in national development. And I have assured Professor Mwanya that in this budget, there's money for Scott Christian University. And in fact, today, something will shake his account. But of course, we appreciate that the resources we require are too many. And as government, we cannot do this alone. I therefore urge all stakeholders to embrace higher education as a shared responsibility. Universities, private sector, development partners, alumni, and communities must continuously work together to mobilize the resources that we require to deliver a globally competitive quality education. And towards this end, I want to commend Scott Christian University for the steps it has taken over the years to establish partnerships that have enabled it to strengthen its academic portfolio, research innovation, and the technical and vocational education initiatives. I particularly encourage the university not only to mainstream, but to actualize innovation as a key pillar in its strategic direction. We are expecting the graduates of the competency-based education in the university in the year 20, in 3 years' time. When is that? Are you awake? In 3 years' time, when is that? 2029. Good, good. So when we talk about innovation, we want to see innovation in the programs that are going to be mounted as the university grows. We want to see more engagement in programs that are going to help us develop graduates for the creative economy. We have a lot of opportunities in music, in drama, and I was very happy to see the teams that performed. This is definitely a university with a firm foundation for developing our lecturers that will then go on and teach in the creative industry. But also, there are opportunities for monetizing talent. So let's take this opportunity. Instead of replicating what everybody else is doing, let us grow that aspect of arts and sports science as a very unique niche. Of course, to add on the good things that you're doing. I also want to emphasize pedagogical innovation. This is the art and science of teaching and learning. We have to teach differently so that we get graduates with the competencies that we desire: collaboration, creativity, critical thinking, communication. For these are the graduates who will fit into a constantly evolving market. But as a university, we know that our main mission is to undertake innovative research that is going to generate the technologies and products that spur industrialization of our country. So, Scott Christian University, I know you are up to it. Let's see your growth shaping in a manner that spurs the industrialization of our country. And as I conclude, our chief guest, distinguished ladies and gentlemen, let me once more thank the parents for their investment